lots happened in the last few days, so obviously got to cover the fucking insanity that is the United States right now. Let me make sure that everything looks okay. Well, clearly not immediately, because why does it say I'm streaming League? Why does it keep doing this? It's like, this obviously isn't working. Boom, 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 boom. Now, how do I update this? It's just a little bit silly. Content, maybe? Edit title and description. There we go. Guys, we did it. Feels good, man. Okay, so we're going to be watching Trump's UN speech. I watched a little bit of it, like maybe 10 minutes. And then we can talk about there was another shooting today. Everything's still, you know, I don't know too much about it, and they're still investigating. But I do want to go over the Kash Patel tweet. I think that was fucking unhinged, but...
Turning to office 9 months ago, he'll be speaking to world leaders, allies, and adversaries about ending the wars in Ukraine and Gaza. Pressure is mounting on Israel as some of America's...
Okay.
More from the heart. To be up here.
Recognizing this...
I feel very happy to be up here with you, nevertheless. And that way you speak more from the heart. I can only say that whoever's operating this teleprompter is in big trouble.
Let it be known, I'm pretty sure a report came out today that confirmed that the teleprompter was being run by the White House, based at the U.S., so it was somebody within his organization that was causing that issue, as well as the escalator was somebody in his group. I think those are like small things that don't actually matter. But...
delivering safe,
good ad. Good ad.
And affordable water to your family and ours.
Thanks, PA Water.
Hello, Madam First Lady. Thank you very much for being here. And Madam President, Mr. Secretary General, First Lady of the United States, distinguished delegates, ambassadors, and world leaders. 6 years have passed since I last stood in this grand hall and addressed a world that was prosperous and at peace in my first term.
So 6 years ago would be 2019. I don't know what peace he is referring to, be it Israel, Palestine. That was the Great March of Return was in 2019. He might have spoken before it. Let's look that up. Great March of Return. Start date. So Great March of Return started in March 30th, 2018. When did it end? Let's see. So March 2019, 2018 to December 27th. Okay, so Trump's last UN speech, first term. Just to make sure, maybe his days are mixed up. Trump's last speech to the UN was during his first term was delivered in September 22, 2020. So that would be 5 years ago. So he, instead of 6, it should be 5. And that was then after the Great March of Return. So his dates were wrong.
That day, the guns of war
there was no
shattered the peace I forged on
there,
two continents. An era of calm and stability gave way to one of the great crises of our time. And here in the United States, 4 years of weakness, lawlessness, and radicalism.
So just within, what, a minute of his speaking, he's already saying last 4 years, radicalism in the United States, weakness within the United States. It's just the rhetoric just being constantly spouted by the President of the United States, while every single right-wing media organization, our Vice President just said earlier, I think it was today or yesterday, talking about how the basic rhetoric in our country is being turned up by the left, while this mumbling, bumbling president of ours is just constantly turning up the heat. I don't actually understand how anybody can justify that. The last 4 years also brought an insane amount of economic prosperity, considering we just came off of COVID. The United States performed, I think, the best out of any G7 country post-COVID. I think Powell did a good job leading us out. Biden had very successful bipartisan legislation through the CHIPS Act, through the COVID rescue plan, which primarily benefited red states, but we'll just ignore that.
The last administration delivered our nation into a repeated set of disasters.
Name one. Name one.
1 year ago,
Name one.
our country was in deep trouble.
Name one.
But today, just 8 months into my administration, we are the hottest country anywhere in the world.
Okay, 8 months into our administration, we have unilaterally, just from the presidency, tariffed the entire country, including islands that don't have human inhabitants. That is going right now to the Supreme Court. It has been found illegal. They have taken it up to the Supreme Court, so we'll see what the Supreme Court says. So if that is found to be illegal, that is going to be a worldwide economic disaster, because how are we going to start undoing these tariffs? How is any foreign country ever going to make a deal with the United States? Because it's like, well, will we or won't we get these tariffs done? Are these tariffs even real? Will they be repealed? So as far as economic policy, it's been a disaster. He's tried to fire the chair of one of the presidents of the Fed, Cook, which she's now fighting her firing, her ousting. We have hampening on freedom of speech. We can see that with Jimmy Kimmel being forced out with the FCC president, pressuring ABC and some of its affiliates to cancel him. He did come back, but the fact that it even happened in the first place is the problem. I don't really care if Jimmy Kimmel gets canceled because of his shit reviews. I don't watch late night, but again, the problem is that top-down approach coming from our executive branch. So I would just like one example from him would be great, but
no other country even close. America is blessed with
China. I think the world has moved away from a unipolar system where the United States is like the sole hegemon, as other countries are starting to divest into places like China. India is starting to look more toward China and Russian oil, which is bad. We benefited greatly as an American from our unipolarity in the world, so that is not good.
The strongest economy, the strongest.
How are we defining economy? Are we just looking at the stock market? Sure, the stock market is an all-time high, so is that how we're defining it? Under Biden, it was at an all-time high too, so that's like a pretty risky road to go. Are we defining it through like jobs numbers, as unemployment is starting to rise? Inflation did come down a little bit, but it is looking like it's trending back up. I think it went from 2.7 or 2.8, I think was the last report. So again, we're just saying words without any definitions or any like backing.
Borders, the strongest military, the strongest friendship.
Strongest military, as we are kicking out members of our active military that are trans, so we're just kicking out, so we're now excluding a portion of our population from joining the military based on nothing. Love it.
And the strongest spirit of any nation.
Strongest spirit. I feel like this country is more fractured than it ever has been, and probably ever will be, because I feel like we're kind of like bordering now on like what is a tenable solution to tone down the rhetoric with Donald Trump leading us. I don't think it's possible unless it's a top-down approach from the president, which he will never do. So,
on the face of the earth, this is indeed the golden age of America.
Mm-hmm.
We are rapidly reversing the economic calamity.
Look at the United States cabinet. This guy right here is like, please don't fire me. Is this Lutnick? Hold up. It kind of looks like Lutnick. Am I not? No, that's not Lutnick. Who is this guy? Whoever this guy is, it looks like he is about to be fired and is fighting desperately for recognition.
We inherited from the previous administration, including ruinous price increases and record-setting inflation.
Record-setting inflation under COVID. Are we going to mention that? No. Cool.
Inflation like we've never had before.
Inflation spiked during the last thing
under
of
my
your
leadership,
presidency too.
energy costs are down.
Energy costs are down.
Gasoline prices are down. Grocery prices are down. Mortgage rates
I thought they got you,
down.
dude. Honestly, I hope they do.
And inflation has been defeated.
Inflation has been defeated. We're just saying words now. I wish that, like, whoever spoke next just walked up there and just started literally just being like, blah, 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 like rap godding into the microphone. Because words just don't have meaning. Inflation's been defeated. Cool. Inflation's at 2.8. That is above the Fed's dual mandate. Inflation should be hovering around 2%. Now, if it was trending down, that'd be great. But it is now trending to a stabilize. We are starting to see that kind of slowing down of the curve as we are now reducing the Fed's benchmark rates, which might have inflationary pressures.
The only thing that's up is the stock market, which just hit.
Now we're going to see, this is my problem. We talk about the stock market. Trump will point to the stock market. Look how good my economy is doing. The stock market. Wow. Okay, if you want to use that metric, Biden's economy did fucking great. It hit all-time highs with the stock market. But remember when the stock market went down after his tariff scheme and every single person was like, fuck Wall Street, it's about Main Street. And now that Wall Street doing good, it's like, fuck Main Street, it's about Wall Street. They live in every... Republicans and MAGA people live in 8 different realities at all time that form a bubble. That it's an impenetrable bubble. It'd be like, say there's like 3 colors, like green, yellow, blue. And it's like, okay, I'm going to try to guess your favorite color. And you're like, okay. And it's like, is it green? They're like, no. And you're like, oh, fuck. Is it yellow? And you're like, oh, no. And you're like, well, I got you now. It's the last one. It's blue. And they're like, nope. And you're like, well, is it one of the 3? Well, yeah, it's all 3 of them at the same time. But if you guess it, it's now my least favorite color. Palantir is through the roof. Most stocks are through the roof. Like, I mean, like, I shouldn't say most. A lot of, like, the AI stocks are through the roof. Oh, well, you know that's because of Trump. Not because of the fucking CHIPS Act through Biden. Biden, it's so frustrating. Democratic presidents and Democratic Congresses and Senates will pass bills that benefit the economy, but because they aren't scumfucks who actually care about the country, these, like, benefits won't be seen. And then when Republicans finally take back over, the benefits are starting to be seen, and they'll take credit for it. It is the classic, hold up, we're opening paint. I'm already triggered. This is the economy. Goes up and down and up and down and up and down and up and oh and ooh and oh. You know, it just kind of like hovers like, this is like the even, you know? So this is Democrats. This is Republicans. So you might look at this and be like, well, Republicans, man, they always seem to have a good economy, so they must be good with the economy. No, no, no. Dems, when they take power, have a shit economy, and they turn it around. Republicans get it, and then they turn it around and make it shit. Then Dems correct course, and then Republicans correct course. Then Dems correct course. It is a constant back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Dude, back to Lester. We needed it. It's just so fucking frustrating. And I'm not saying that every single Republican president or every single thing is always bad. Dems are always good. But this is a fucking big general trend. Big fucking general trend. We could look at Bush. Bush's thing started trending up. This is when Bush took office. Bush took office like right here. Trending up, trending up, trending up. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. This is 2008. This is when Obama took over. Oh my God, look, Obama's economy is shit. Well, no, because it was trending down right here. So then Obama finally gets it up and running. This is Trump gets into office right here. COVID, which, again, you cannot blame Trump or Biden for, but for some reason Trump will blame Biden for exclusively. Biden comes in down here. Biden fixes it. Now it's up here. This is Trump. And now this is Trump's economy right up here. And Trump goes, look how high I am. Dog, the trend line, you should be up here. Like, if you follow a trend line, like, say this is Biden's economy, like, bloop, 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 like, this is the trend line. Trump takes over, bloop, 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 and now he's up here. Or, say, like, recovers, and it's, like, up here. But if you follow the trend line, our trend line is now just significantly lower. We're lower than where we should be. If tariffs never happened, like, the economy would just be fucking doing better. But it's fine. Nobody gives a shit.
A record high. In fact, it hit a record high 48 times in the last short period of time.
Dude, oh, I've heard this before, that it's hit a record high 40 times. If it hits a record high, every single time it goes up $1, that's a new record high. That's something that, like, that's, say you start lifting weights, right? And, like, your first bench press is 100 pounds. Then you add a 1 pound weight, then it's 101, 102, 103, 104, 105. And then, like, somebody comes over like, oh, how'd you do today? I hit 12 new PBs. They'd be like, what? Well, I lifted 112, and 100 was my old one. And it's like, is that 12 new? Isn't that just like one, you know, you've increased your personal best once? Well, no, I've actually done it 12 million times because I work off of nanometers. That's how I operate when I do weightlifting, by nano fucking pounds. If I lift 1 more pound, that's like 3,000 new PBs. That's how Trump views the economy.
Growth is surging. Manufacturing is booming. The stock market, as I said, is doing better than it's ever done. And all of you in this room benefit by that. Almost everybody. And importantly, workers' wages are rising at the fastest pace in more than 60 years.
Okay, let's look that up. Workers' wages. Why am I fact-checking this dumbass? Workers' wages, average over time. Let's see, average wage index. This is from the Social Security site. So increase, it looks like, what's the highest increase I'm seeing? It looks like 1987, there was a 6.38% increase. 2009 had a decrease, makes sense. Okay, so the highest wage increase from the Social Security, SSA.gov, they don't have information yet for 2025, was 2021 under Joe fucking Biden, 8.89%. Now, a smart person would understand this is because of COVID and a bunch of other inflationary pressures. So, yeah, I don't know where he's pulling this fact from. It's probably where he gets most of his facts, which is made up.
It's all about, isn't it? In 4 years of President Biden, we had less than $1 trillion of new investment.
Why do you think that is, Trump? Do you think it's because of COVID? Nope.
Into the United States.
COVID
in just
never
8 months since I took office, we have secured commitments and money already paid for $17 trillion.
Jesus. Every time he speaks, that number goes up by like 5 more trillion. I hope the next Democratic president comes in and he's like, I have investments of $8 quadrillion. It's promises. The money's coming. We have $300 gazillion coming to the United States. Get tilted while I'm working, dude? There's a lot of tilt going on. He just makes up numbers, and like, it's just so frustrating listening to this shit. Imagine you're fucking Australia, you have a prime minister, right? It's the PM. Imagine your PM's just like, hey, Aussies, I just secured $12 gazillion in investments, and then like acts like that's a suit of armor. Like, no, you can't attack me. I have $12 gazillion in investments coming. I spoke to a fucking alien. It zapped me down.
Think of it, 4 years, less than $1 trillion, 8 months, much more than $17 trillion.
It literally went up in the speech. No, it went up in the last 404.
And money already paid.
Okay.
For $17 trillion.
17 trillion. That's 358. Okay.
Think of it, 4 years, less than $1 trillion, 8 months, much more than $17 trillion.
In 6 seconds, it's went from 17 trillion to more than 17 trillion. 6 seconds, he secured another $1 trillion. This guy fucking cooks. He's like, fuck this shit. Literally, like, honestly, how can you beat a man who can secure more than $1 trillion in 6 seconds? Left that day. Didn't one of your PMs do that, like, when swimming, and they think he got, like, washed out to sea?
Is being invested in the United States, and it's now pouring in from all parts of...
Oh, shit. It's been another 6 seconds. We have, like, fucking $8 more trillion pouring in.
We've implemented the largest tax cuts in American history and the largest regulation cuts
Those are bad things. Regulation cuts are bad. Those are things that people shouldn't be excited for. Regulation cuts just hurts people in general. Sometimes, yes, they can be good, but in general, you can look at 2008 with deregulation of the stock markets, with the option trading the way that it was bad. We put regulations in to make sure things like that don't happen again, and now we're deregulating. So in fucking 4 to 6 years, when something else like this happens under a Democratic president, it's not going to be his fault, right? Like, it's, oh, he just happened to deregulate, and then shit happened to get bad again. Wild. It's wild.
In American history, making this once and again the best country on earth to do business. And many of the people in this room are investing.
I'm telling you, in like the next like 20 seconds, he's going to be like, yeah, we're bringing slaves back. We're deregulating slavery. And it's not just going to be blacks this time, it's going to be everybody. Mostly Democrats. Bring back democratic slavery is going to be the next running point 2028.
In America, and it's turned out to be an awfully good investment during this 8-month period. In my first term, I built the greatest economy in the history of the world. We had the best economy ever.
Based on what metrics? Based on what metrics? What about Volmageddon in 2019? Weird shit was going on with the VIX in the stock market because it looks like some funny shit was happening. Luckily, COVID bailed it out.
And I'm doing the same thing again, but this time it's actually much bigger and even better.
Even better.
The numbers far surpass my record-setting first term. On our southern border, we have successfully repelled a colossal invasion.
Colossal invasion, guys. Colossal invasion.
And for the last 4 months, and that's 4 months in a row, the number of illegal aliens admitted and entering our country has been 0. Hard to believe.
How do we define that? I don't, like, again, like, that's a stat he said a lot, so there's no way that it's wrong, right? Illegal aliens into USA month over month. Like, how do we define these? Like, how do we even know how many illegal immigrants are coming? July 2025, southwest border apprehensions at 4,600, a 92% decrease. So does that? So it's at a record low, but it's not 0. But like, how do we know how many illegals? Is it just like encounters? Then we extrapolate from there? Maybe I actually don't know. So. Yeah, I guess they're near or at record lows, but it's not 0. What's the point of the speech? Literally, he's at some point, I think on stage, a doctor's gonna come. He's gonna remove 2 of his ribs, and he's just gonna blow himself. What's the occasion? This is a UN General Assembly meeting, so it's pretty much like every representative of the UN meets and just kind of talks about big issues. I think Israel-Palestine was a large issue here, with Israel's comments on Gaza recently, as well as the Ukraine-Russia war, which Trump has flipped on and now is super pro-Ukraine. Like, this guy literally, I feel like, lives by the last conversation he had. Like, have you ever met somebody that, like, you'll go up to them and be like, hey, man, like we're friends, right? And they're like, yeah, dude, like, you're my fucking boy, I love you. And, like, 5 minutes later, he talks to somebody else, and you're like, wait, this guy fucking hates me because that guy said, and you walk and you're like, yo, what the fuck? And he's like, oh shit, like, you're right. And he's the memory of a goldfish.
Because
he also kind of looks like a goldfish.
A year ago, it was millions and millions of people pouring in from all over the world, from prisons, from mental institutions, drug dealers. All over the world they came.
How do we know this?
They just poured into our country with the ridiculous open border policy of the Biden administration.
Do you guys remember Biden's famous speech where he just goes, open borders, everyone's allowed in, just come on fucking in, it's my policy, open borders. We don't have them anymore. We are actually now Mexico. It's the United States of Mexico, open borders. God, it's just...
Our message is very simple. If you come illegally into the United States, you're going to jail, or you're going back to where you came from, or perhaps even further than that. You know what that means?
What does that mean? Even further than that? What's further than being deported? We're going to jail. Well, let's try to think. Like, what could be worse than that? Getting shot? Because that just happened today. 3 ICE detainees were assassinated by a sniper. Like, do you think this rhetoric, this rhetoric from our president actively saying, like, you come to our country, we're going to deport you, put you in prison, or worse, and you know what that means. And then, or worse, and you know what that means happens. It's like, now, is it a causal effect? No, clearly not. But maybe we shouldn't be saying shit like this to the UN. Maybe this is a bad thing. Maybe as a country, as a whole, it's bad to be spewing shit like this.
I want to thank the country of El Salvador for the successful and professional job they've done
as they're
in receiving and jailing so many criminals that entered our country.
Love it. Now we're just sending random people
under the previous administration that the number became record-setting, and they're all being taken out. We have no choice, and other countries have no.
Is that a cut?
And they're all being taken out. We have no choice.
It's a weird.
And other countries have no choice because other countries are in the exact same situation with immigration. It's destroying your country, and you have to do something about it.
True.
On the world stage, America is respected again like it has never been respected before. You think about 2 years
This is also one of those things that if you say enough, it just becomes true. Like repeating, like, we are now the most respected country, everyone respects us. Like, especially speaking to the UN, he's basically saying, like, what he's saying right there is, like, you respect me. Because it's the UN. It's the heads of state. It's the representatives of all these countries coming to discuss. And when he says we're the most respected, country, it's saying, like, you out there all respect me. Kind of a weird, like, truism. It's just also, yeah, just if you keep repeating it, it's true. If you look at polling numbers from especially European allies, like, they have a more disfavorable view of the United States now than they did under Biden. So, like, clearly they don't respect us as much. Are we talking about our enemies? Like, I guess probably Russia respects us because we've just been letting, them run over Ukraine. But it's fine.
3 years ago, 4
I shouldn't
years
say they've been running over Ukraine. Ukraine has been kicking their dicks in. So, but
ago,
US should be
1
giving
year
more
ago,
support.
we were a laughingstock all over the world.
Yep. According
At the NATO
to
summit in June, virtually all NATO members formally committed to increase defense spending at my request from 2% to 5% of GDP, making our alliance far stronger and more powerful than it was ever before. In May, I traveled to the Middle East to visit my friends and rebuild our partnerships in the Gulf and those valued relationships with Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the UAE and other countries are now, I believe, closer than ever before. My administration has negotiated one historic trade deal after another, including with the United Kingdom, the European Union.
That UK deal I don't think has ever been officially finalized. I think it's just been like a handshake deal.
Japan, South Korea, Vietnam.
Pretty sure Japan, again, nothing's been finalized. The EU, I don't think anything's been officially finalized. Why would any country finalize shit until the Supreme Court ruling? So these are all just kind of like backdoor meetings that it's like, okay, like maybe. I don't think, especially Japan, I'm pretty sure one of the trade representatives of Japan pretty much came out and said, like, we are fucking far apart, but I could be wrong.
Indonesia, the Philippines, Malaysia, and many, many others. Likewise, in a period of just 7 months, I have ended...
Also, if you start up here we've made trade deals with, the UK, Europe, Japan, like, these are all our big trading allies. And then, like, the last few examples are, like, Malaysia. How much trade do we do in Malaysia? And then you're like, I have a lot of other examples. The other examples are going to be behind Malaysia as far as, like, trade, That's like if somebody's like, yeah, I've had sex with the hottest women on the planet. And you're like, oh, damn, like, celebrities? And you're like, yeah, I've had sex with, like, A-listers. You're like, okay, who? And you're like, your mom, my dad, whoever from high school. And you're like, those are your examples? Like, you're not gonna start, if you're starting there, you're not escalating.
7 unendable wars. They said they were unendable.
Okay, 7 unendable wars.
Get them solved. Some
Can we name any of them?
For 31 years, 2 of them. 31, think of it, okay. 31 years.
Is he talking about India, Pakistan?
It was 36 years.
Is that?
One was 28 years.
Okay.
I ended 7 wars.
What wars? What wars did he end? Wasn't he golfing during one? I'm pretty sure he had no, like, direct impact, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't even, like, an end of a war. It was just another, like, ceasefire for the... I think it was India, Pakistan. Is he, like, Israel, Gaza... is still ongoing. Russia, Ukraine is still ongoing. What random wars has he said that he's ended? He's just said 7. Let's look them up. What 7 wars has Trump ended? Israel and Iran. He ended the war between Israel and Iran. We bombed their nuclear facilities, but I don't think that really ended it as much as just, like, handicapped them for now. So I wouldn't really count that as a win. Egypt and Ethiopia? I don't know shit about this, so I can't really speak to it. It looks like that's, if anything, just like a ceasefire. India, Pakistan, he for fucking sure did not broker that ceasefire. Pakistan thanked Trump, recommending him for the Nobel Peace Prize. India has denied Trump's claim, saying there was no conversation between the U.S. and India on trade in regards to that. Okay, so it looks like Pakistan's sucking up to Trump. India said that never happened. So it's probably somewhere in the middle, right? That the U.S. probably helped broker it, but I wouldn't say the U.S. is the one who ended the war. Serbia and Kosovo, I don't know shit about that. Rwanda and the Congo, I don't know shit about that. Armenia and Azerbaijan. Blah, blah, blah. Wait, I don't know shit about this. Cambodia and Thailand? So of these, I don't know about 4 of them, so I can't... Maybe he did broker those 4, but Israel, Iran, I would say that he definitely didn't do shit. Say India, Pakistan, at best, he was just kind of there. Oh my god.
And in all cases, they were raging with countless thousands of people being killed. This includes Cambodia and Thailand, Kosovo and Serbia.
Big raging.
The Congo
boners.
and Rwanda, a vicious, violent war that was. Pakistan and India, Israel and Iran, Egypt and Ethiopia, and Armenia and Azerbaijan. It included all of them. No president or prime minister, and for that matter, no other country has ever done anything close to that. And I did it in just 7 months. It's never happened before. There's never been anything like that.
Never.
Very honored to have done it. It's too bad that I had to do these things instead of the United Nations doing them. And sadly, in all cases, the United Nations did not even try to help in any of them.
So, he's literally saying there, okay, just shitting on the UN at the UN. I like it.
I ended 7 wars, dealt with the leaders of each and every one of these countries, and never even received a phone call from the United Nations offering to help in finalizing the deal. All I got from the United Nations was an escalator that on the way up stopped right in the middle. If the First Lady wasn't in great shape, she would have fallen. But she's in great shape. We're both in good shape.
Am I missing? So, he's literally there just shitting on him, dude. Okay, the UN are such fucking cucks. Like, how do you have, like, the entire UN and somebody goes up there and just fucking shits on them? And they're not like, dude, shut the fuck up. I mean, I guess that probably shouldn't happen, because if somebody has a grievance with the UN, they should be allowed to speak. But I just wish there was more pushback internationally. There's someone flexing, don't fall. Dude, literally, he's like, guys, I'm in such good shape that when when an elevator stops, my legs don't fucking break and I don't tumble down there and die. Like, I'm pretty much prime health. I must be, yeah, literally, like, that's being like, guys, I fucking drove here in a car and I didn't get in an accident. I'm pretty much a fucking Formula 1 driver. Watch out. How is that a win? How, like, where are we at? I, again, haven't seen this part. I have a weird, sneaky suspicion his next thing is, if Biden was on that escalator, everyone said Biden would have imploded. He would have spontaneously combusted. And the Epstein files would have went with him. I'm kind of fucking jacked.
And then a teleprompter that didn't work. These are the two things I got from the United Nations, a bad escalator and a bad teleprompter.
Look at everybody laughing. Dude, he's literally in front of the UN being like, fuck the UN. They fucking hate me. They give me shitty equipment. As it turns out, it is his team that caused both of these problems.
Thank you very much. And by the way, it's working now. It just went on. Thank you. I think I should just do it the other way. It's easier. Thank you very much. I didn't think of it at the time because I was too busy working to save millions of lives. That is the saving and stopping of these wars. But later I realized that the United Nations wasn't there for us. They weren't there. I thought of it really after the fact, not during these negotiations, which were not easy. That being the case, what is the purpose of the United Nations?
He's literally at the UN being like, dude, fuck the UN. It should be dissolved. Like, that's the implication, right, with the question. Because he's definitely doing that thing. That's like the jacking off thing. I'm just asking questions. What's the purpose of the United Nations? Like, no, you're clearly fucking implying something. Don't be a pussy and say it.
The UN has such tremendous potential. I've always said it. It has such tremendous potential.
Don't be a pussy.
But it's not even coming close to living up to that potential.
Say it should be dissolved.
For the most part, at least for now, all they seem to do is write a really strongly worded letter.
What else are they supposed to do? Should the UN be like, hey, here's what we think. If you don't do this, the entire full force, the entire world will descend upon thee. Like the vengeance of Thor. We will rain lightning on your country. It's like, the UN is just kind of like a formal body that condemns and stuff. It can't really do anything. That's not the point. That's not the point of the UN.
And then never follow that letter up. It's empty words, and empty words don't solve war. The only
empty words that don't solve war. Let's look at Russia-Ukraine, where Trump is going to solve it on day one. He met with Putin. He invited Vladimir fucking Putin to United States territory. Met with him in, what was it, Alaska? That guy was on fucking my country's soil. Met with him. Nothing happened because of a bunch of fucking empty words.
Solves war, and wars is action. Now, after ending all of these wars and also earlier negotiating the Abraham Accords, which is a very big thing for which our country received no credit, never receives credit.
Yeah, because the United States doesn't receive credit for the Abraham Accords, because I think the Abraham Accords were pretty fucking flawed. Some of the stuff that happened, especially under Donald Trump, can be kind of tied to Great March of Return, which obviously happened under Trump, and then the tensions that were escalating between Israel and Palestine. Take, for instance, Israel's moving the capital to Jerusalem, which was extremely fucking contentious. Then I think the U.S. moved our capital there, or moved our embassy there, which like basically supported that and just giga escalated tension. So
everyone says that I should get the Nobel Peace Prize for.
Everyone says that they're on their knees waiting for your next little cummies, as they're begging, please, Donald, I need a little bit more of your white mayonnaise. You should get a Nobel Peace Prize.
Each one of these achievements. But for me, the real prize will be the sons and daughters who live to grow up with their mothers and fathers, because millions of people are no longer being killed in endless and unglorious wars. What I care about is not winning prizes, it's saving lives. We saved millions and millions of lives with the 7. wars. And we have others that we're working on, and you know that. Many years ago, a very successful real estate developer in New York, known as Donald J. Trump.
He's sucking his own dick. He has the microphone in front of the UN, and he's literally sitting there throating himself. Oh my God.
Bid on the renovation and rebuilding of this very United Nations complex. I remember it so well. I said at the time that I would do it for $500 million, rebuilding everything. It would be beautiful. I used to talk about, I'm going to give you marble floors. They're going to give you terrazzo. I'm going to give you the best of everything. You're going to have mahogany walls. They're going to give you plastic. But they decided to go in another direction, which was much more expensive at the time, and which actually produced a far inferior product. And I realized that they did not know what they were doing when it came to construction, and that their building
Dude, he's in front of the UN going, guys, we need to go and build a time machine, to go back in time, to give me the project to build this building, because I would have done it better. How? Like, how is this what the country's come to? Is that our fucking president is talking about shit that happened however long ago, that I lost the contract to build this building. I would have done it better. I would have given you guys the best of the best. They gave you dog shit. I would have given you human shit. Two sexy men on screen. Don't you fucking dare ever compare me to this festering slob.
Concepts were so wrong, and the product that they were proposing to build was so bad and so costly. It was going to cost them a fortune. And I said, and wait till you see the overruns. Well, I turned out to be right.
Okay. So I just put up all these ETBs in the background, and the one thing I said to Cheyenne, I said, don't you dare go back there. Don't you dare go back there. You know where she is right now, guys? She's back there.
Massive cost overruns, and spent between $2 and $4 billion on the building, and did not even get the marble floors that I promised.
Oh my God, we didn't get the marble floors.
Do you notice that? As far as I'm concerned,
that would have been the eighth war. The eighth war that he's solving right now is the war of no marble floors.
They still haven't finished the job. They still haven't finished. That was years ago. The project was so corrupt that Congress actually asked me to testify before them on the tremendous waste of money, because it turned out that they had no idea what it was, but they knew it was anywhere between $2 and $4 billion as opposed to $500 million with a guarantee. But they had no idea, and I said it cost much more than $5 billion. He's actually just like,
you can see how butthurt he is. Like, this face is a man who hasn't let it go. Every night he wakes up in a cold sweat. Like, oh, what's wrong, Donald? Nothing. I just lost the UN bid again in my dreams. It made me so fucking sad.
Unfortunately, many things in the United Nations are happening just like that, but on an even much bigger scale. Much, much bigger. Very sad to see whether the UN can manage to...
Are we going to talk about, what about you under declaring your property, values in New York that you were found guilty of? What about you paying hush money to Stormy Daniels, as well as paying, I think, bots to inflate his numbers in a impactful businessman in the world? I think it was $420,000 he paid to cover that up. Are we going to talk about like those past events? No? Okay, we're just going to... January 6th, can we mention that now?
A productive role. I've come here today to offer the hand of American leadership and friendship to any nation in this assembly that is willing to join us in forging a safer...
I can guarantee he'll be like, I will be friends with any nation that publicly calls Joe Biden a pedophile. Like, he would do it. Like, that's probably like, that's like entry level shit. He's like, you can be friends with the United States if you spit on this picture of Joe Biden. Do you guys know, fun fact, I just saw this before I started streaming, and I literally almost got so tilted I couldn't stream. Where was it? Where was it? Where was it? Where was it? I'm finding it. I'm going to find it. Locking in, finding it. Unless maybe it was maybe it was a meme. This. Hold up. How do I like drag something full screen? Here we go. This is the wall of the president's portraits. So we have Clinton, Bush, Obama. Here's Donald Trump, 45. Where's 46? They put a picture of an auto pen in place of the fucking president's portrait. Are you fucking kidding me? This is what we're doing in the country now. It's literally like grade school shit. It's like the next step, he's gonna put a picture of like the fucking poop emoji for Biden. He's gonna go through every single Democratic president. He's gonna fucking put the shit emoji. Like, constantly? Does that say R. Brandon? No, R. Biden. Robert Biden Jr. And there's President. Love it. Love it. That's my country.
More prosperous world. And it's a world that we'll be much happier with.
Peak, literally.
Dramatically better futures within our reach.
Have you ever wanted to see your home from space?
Dude.
With this free satellite
Oh my
Earth
god,
Maps tool,
dude.
you can zoom
I can't
right
believe
down.
they're showing a globe, dude. We all know the world's
There we
flat.
must
His hair's real, by the way.
reject the failed
True.
approaches
And
of
his
the
skin
past
is that color
and work
orange.
together
True.
to confront some of the
And he has a
greatest
30-inch
threats
penis.
in
True.
history.
Soon it
There
will
is
be illegal
no
to
more
claim
serious
anything
danger to our
otherwise.
planet today than the most powerful and destructive weapons ever devised by man,
It's called
of
a
which the
tan.
United
Is that-
States, as you know, has many. Just as I did in my first term, I've made
I would love to watch this from a different view. I want to see like the reactions of the audience.
containing these threats a top priority, starting with the nation of Iran. My position is very simple. The world's #1 sponsor of terror can never be allowed to possess the most dangerous weapon. That's why shortly after taking office, I sent the so-called Supreme Leader a letter making a generous offer. I extended a pledge of full cooperation in exchange for a suspension of Iran's nuclear program. The regime's answer was to
Didn't Trump get rid of, was it Obama's nuclear deal? Iran US nuclear deal. Trump was it like stopped? Let's see. The United States announces withdrawal from the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action known as the Iran Nuclear Deal, or the Iran Deal, on May 8, 2018. The JCPOA is an agreement on Iran's nuclear program reached in July 28, 2015 by Iran and the P5+1, which is the 5 members of the UN Security Council, plus Germany. In a joint statement regarding to the U.S. withdrawal, the leaders of France, Germany, and the U.K. stated that the UN Security Council resolution endorsing the nuclear deal remained the binding international legal framework for the resolution of the dispute. Various countries, organizations, and U.S. scholars have expressed regret or criticized the withdrawal, while U.S. conservatives, Israel, Saudi, and allies have supported it. The withdrawal has caused concerns in Iran due to its impact on the economy. So it sounds like we had a nuclear deal to stop nuclear proliferation. Trump got rid of it in 2018. Iran started to then invest in nuclear problems. Trump gets back into office, goes, wait, what? This happened? The consequences of my actions, and then had to then go and be like, please, we'll do anything. Crazy that he talks so much about what he promised. We're getting to office again. Dude, literally, dude, the Epstein files is like the most black. I don't get how it hasn't black-pilled like MAGA people. Like MAGA people were horny over the Epstein files. That's all they wanted. Dude, MAGA people for 2 years were gooning to the thought of the Epstein files. They had saved thousands of loads worth of gooning for the Epstein file release. And they're like, dude, Trump was rizzing it up. He's like, guys, I'm going to get your fucking nut. You are going to be able to nut truly, like, you're gonna be able to, like, fucking go into another plane because we're gonna release these Epstein files. We're gonna be able to find the actual plane. You can get on it. And then he gets into presidency. He's like, what files? Like, why? I don't even know what you're talking about. They didn't exist. But if they did exist, the Democrats did it. And, like, a lot of people in his base are mad about it, but they're like, it's silly little Donald. He's playing 5D chess. He's actually debating the deep state. Like, there's no moral or, like, morality or ideology that MAGA people won't break to slurp Trump further into their throat. They say, but what if Obama's in them? Like, they got me? Dude, literally, that's like, but what if Bill Clinton might be in the list? Dog, cool. I don't give a fuck. I don't care who's in the Epstein files. Release them. Like, that's all you said. How's it going, Durandy? Welcome. They can all... Well, okay. My actual position on the files, I probably, to be honest, believe what Patel says. I think that a lot of the Epstein stuff was blown up in the sense that there was this, like, giant conspiracy. I don't think that I've ever seen evidence to support this giant conspiracy with it. The problem lies in that Republican media apparatus, like Patel, like Bongino, before they got into positions of power, were rizzing them up. We're saying, oh my God, these Epstein files are going to be huge. They're hiding them. And then they don't go like, guys, you know what? We fucked up because we were dumb. We thought that these things were there and they weren't, you know? We all the Preds of Duchess. Literally, like, but that's the thing too. It's like, you know what? Like, fuck it. Like, let's do it. Release them if you got them. Why so much redaction though? I could see redaction to protect the victims' names. Like, again, I'm not saying that I 100% think there are no files. I've just never seen evidence for, like, a wider conspiracy. But, like, if there is fucking blow it up. I don't care. Yeah. Whoever's on the files, like, anybody, like, abusing kids, right to fucking jail. But we're also sending Ghislaine Maxwell to a minimum security federal prison. Why? Like, literally, how do people who support him, like, justify that? Do they just go like, oh yeah, it's like a weird convenient thing that she got moved to a minimum security prison directly after meeting with one of Trump's personal attorneys that he appointed to the DOJ. Like, that's just a coincidence. Oh, it's crazy. It's just like, I feel like as a Dem, I feel so gaslit every single time I hear the MAGA files brought up, because I'm like, this is your conspiracy. What happened to it? Like, where's the righteous anger? Republicans spent years calling Joe Biden a fucking pedophile. Like, years, dude. The implication that he was on the list, that he was sniffing girls' hair. Like, disgusting, baseless shit. And then, like, they finally get in power and they're like, there's no list. They're like, dang nabbit. Pedophiles hoodwinked me again. While Trump is he's also acting the most suspicious. He's sitting there like sweating during any MAGA or any Epstein thing. He's like, oh, fucking so gross.
Continue their constant threats to their neighbors and U.S. interests throughout the region, and some great countries that are right nearby.
Okay, wait. I like how the camera people pan to the Iranian delegate. Like,
U.S. interest.
Oh, I feel sorry. I'm getting tired. Dude, it's so fucking rough, Durandy. It's so rough. It's... You know, again, the worst part about it is it's like having to interact with these people, like, who support it, and have, like, because you can't just be like, guys, you're retarded. I'm sorry, but that's, like, what it is. Like, your brains are broken. You're supporting, like, the United States Mussolini, but you can't. Especially with the culture in the U.S. today, if you came out, like, if I went into a room of people and like, hey guys, I'm a fucking big Democrat supporter, I would get shit on by Republicans, by left-leaning people, because if you're, like, especially like tankies online, like people like Hassan on Twitch, hate Democrats. Every single centrist in the United States is secretly a conservative. Look at Joe Rogan. Everybody calls Joe Rogan a centrist, you know. Joe Rogan is a centrist to that friend that you know that is like, I'm actually bi, and they're like, oh, have you ever slept with somebody of the same sex? They're like, no. Or like that one friend who's like, yeah, I'm bi, and they're like, you sure about that? You sure? I'm just fucking around with the dude. I'm not gay. I'm just kissing boys. You bi if you jerk off to gay porn. True. I shouldn't say that because you also can be bi and still only have like actual sex with one sex or gender. Literally, like, yeah. So maybe that was a bad example, but like you get the point of what I'm saying. Biden's presidency was so chill. Literally, it was so chill. It's so like it's so chaotic as he's like, everyone respects us. Every country loves the United States. It's like, no, they don't. Like, every single poll from like, especially the United States allies, our strongest fucking allies, Canada, Mexico, they're our neighbors, should be our strongest fucking allies. The EU, the UK, Australia, like those, Japan, these are fucking boys, you know? These are our bros. And these are the people that we're shitting on constantly, we're fucking over with bullshit tariffs and shitting on, like, as we talk about the EU, oh, they're too weak, they have too much of an immigration problem. It's like, oh my god. And I don't even disagree with the last one. I think some EU countries are having immigration problems, but it's, again, more nuanced than that. That's fine.
Throughout the region, and some great countries that are right nearby. Today, many of Iran's former military commanders...
Do you think if you got a map, Trump could point out Iran? Can I link stuff for you to talk about? Of course. Yeah, whatever, like, if you want me to, like, read something. I'm also, like, really big into, like, reading, like first-hand accounts. Like, I'm not going to say I'm an expert, especially on a lot of foreign policy stuff. I'm just kind of unaware. So I like kind of, like, reading and, like, learning. I'll deep dive into stuff, though. So if I'm ever, like, deep diving into some random bullshit law, somebody can just tell me to fuck off and get back to something interesting. You have to think about it. Wait, could I get Iran on a map? Blank map of Middle East. Okay. Blank map of the Middle East. Oh, wait. I should probably make sure that this is linked. Okay. Oh, boy. I am going to be horrible at this. Egypt? This is Egypt, right? This is Israel, which would make this Jordan, and I think this is Iran. I don't know what is this. What is this? What is this? The big one's Jordan? Fuck. This big one's Jordan. Because I know Israel has partnerships. This is definitely Egypt, because Egypt's the one that touches the Middle East. Egypt then borders Israel. Israel also borders Jordan. Israel also shares a border with Iran and Syria. So this is Syria? Maybe this is Syria? Maybe this is this is Palestine. Maybe yeah, this might be the West Bank. Yeah, this might be West Bank, right here. Right of Israel's Jordan. Okay, yeah. So this is Jordan. This is Iran. I think Iran's really big, but I think Iran might be over. I think Iran's over here. I think this is Iran. Let's look it up. Any of these have labels? Okay, they do. Nice. Nice. Okay, Israel. Lebanon. Fuck, I should have gotten Lebanon. Okay, I was right. This is Iran. I should have... Ah, fuck. I should have known this is Syria, because Lebanon borders Israel. And Syria was the one with the civil war. I should have known these two. Lebanon, Syria. I would never have gotten Turkey. Iraq, I should have known. And yeah, Saudi Arabia. I can draw... I'm so fucking bad at geography. This is so easy. Hover over Theron. Is that what you wanted me to react to? Hover, I don't know what Theron is.
In fact, I can say almost all of them are no longer with us.
Dude, my fiance is really good at that. Like, she's one of those, like, you can, there's that game where it shows, like, a blank map of Europe, and she just, like, clicks through. I can't do that with the U.S. Tehran's the capital of Iran. I'm horrible at geography. I couldn't even do that with the U.S. states. United States map. Okay, let's do it. Real quick.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. My brother lives in Wisconsin. I should know this. It's one of these. I think these are the Dakotas, which would make this Wisconsin. Fuck. Okay, wait. PA, Ohio. One of these is like Chicago, Wisconsin.
Chicago's a city. It's
Wisconsin.
Idaho.
Okay, I was close. I was close. Idaho's one of these. Idaho, potatoes. Fucking Wisconsin. Do the minefield map? What's the minefield map? Fucking, dude, fuck Wisconsin other than where Putt is. Idaho is where the potatoes are grown. What gives me potato vibes? I feel like this is a potato.
Rhode Island.
Fucking Idaho's all the way up there. Rhode Island's easy. It's the island one.
Maryland.
Maryland is also easy. It's this one. That's Delaware.
Kentucky.
Kentucky. Oh, fuck me. It's this one, right? Nope. This one. This one.
South
I was
Dakota.
close. I was close.
Kansas. North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Colorado.
Colorado.
Mississippi.
Mississippi. Oh, Mississippi River runs like right through here.
Connecticut.
I was wrong about that. Connecticut. I just drove
Minnesota.
there. Minnesota.
New York.
I don't dude, what am I supposed to do? Know where these things are? Arkansas.
Michigan.
Oh, I was close to that one. Okay. Michigan. I clicked on it before. I think Michigan's
Montana.
this one. Oh my god, my fucking brain is so big. Montana's got to be here. No. No, this is Utah. This is Washington. This is Nevada. So that means Montana's got to be like here? Here? Okay, I was wrong. That's not. Alabama. Do you have to drive through Alabama?
Georgia.
Oh my god, my brain. I'm working at like 800 fucking levels right now. It's on Sporkle? What is Sporkle?
I love Sporkle.
Apparently Kirsten loves Sporkle. That's my fiance in the background.
Mostly 'cause you just
Georgia, lock in. Georgia Peaches.
Texas. Massachusetts.
Mass.
Delaware.
Nevada. Okay, Nevada is where... Nevada borders Cali. I think it's
Iowa.
this one. Oh my god, my brain. Iowa, that's the one where Chicago's in.
No, that's still Illinois.
Hawaii. Oh my fuck! I got Hawaii wrong! No! That's okay. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. I clicked on Alaska by mistake. Arizona's this one.
Virginia.
Is this Virginia or West Virginia? This is West Virginia. Utah. Oh fuck. Washington's here. Is this Utah? No. Utah.
Maine.
Bullshit fucking state.
Indiana.
So Pennsylvania, Ohio. Is this Indiana? One wrong click and you lose. Oh my god, this is fucked. Indiana. No. Oh, I was literally gonna guess that! Because I was like, one of my friends went to IUP. So that must mean it's close to Pennsylvania. New Hampshire.
Louisiana.
Down by the bayou. South Carolina.
Wyoming.
Dude, we're locking in. We're not getting a single next one wrong. Where the fuck is Wyoming? This is North Dakota, which means it has to be one of these two. Is Wyoming a square? Wyoming feels like that's not a square.
Vermont.
It was a square.
Alaska.
California.
Tennessee. Washington. Ohio. West Virginia. Oregon.
How am I getting so many right in a row? Oregon. It's got to be one of these two. Oregon sounds like an O. Oregon. Oh, wait, no. Oregon's
Missouri.
on the West Coast. Fuck.
New Jersey.
Ooh, nice.
Nebraska
is a flyover state, which means it's right in the middle. New Mexico's
Florida.
Down here. Florida.
North Dakota. Illinois. Pennsylvania.
Bullshit
Oklahoma.
that Pennsylvania was last. 59%. That's a D. We get those. Okay, one wrong.
How long did it take you?
Okay, Sporkle, let's go. Minnesota, it doesn't even give me fucking state boundaries.
Can I do it after you? And you only have 7 minutes.
7 minutes? How the fuck am I supposed to know where Minnesota is? Minnesota. Oh, wait, Minnesota. Minnesota.
It's next to Wisconsin.
It's north. It's next to Wisconsin. Wisconsin was like right here, so Minnesota's got to be here. Oh, I clicked on that. Replay. Maryland. Okay, Maryland. We lock into these. Pennsylvania's here. Maryland's got to be like right here. Oh, he's pogging. Michigan. Where the fuck is Michigan? Like here?
No.
Here.
It's the mitten.
The mitten. Oh, up here. Nice. Virginia. We're locking in. Virginia's big. Tennessee. Titans. They're like here. I clicked on that. This streamer is not very good. This is fucked, okay? You got 100%? Cheated. There's no way. Do you want to do it?
Yeah.
Hold up. Kirsten wants to do it, guys.
Oh, there's so much pressure now.
Oh, okay.
I don't usually do this without, what do you call those?
Okay. Let's see. I got 3 right. Let's see if Kirsten can do any better.
Okay, I can do 100% easy with state lines.
Nope, no state lines.
I'm aware. Okay.
Play new replay.
I know how to work a thing. Okay, where's the state?
Georgia.
Oh, Georgia.
That's
okay.
an easy one. Fuck, I actually didn't know. Oh, North Carolina.
Kansas. Oh, I was just on the edge there. Oh, that's too stressful.
Okay, they're giving her the easiest states.
Is Alabama next to Georgia? Or is there something in the middle? It's here. New Hampshire. Oh no. Okay, it's Vermont, and then it's New Hampshire.
Oh
Man,
my god, only 6?
I literally doubled your score, and I knew where New Hampshire was.
I was joking.
It's hard without the state, without the thingies.
You're so keep saying. Okay.
The
Did she play
borders.
GeoGuessr? No.
What's GeoGuessr? I'm googling it. Was I supposed to not Google it here? Probably not.
You went from a politics stream to fucking GeoGuessr really quick.
Is this it?
Yeah. Start. Wait, what? That's not GeoGuessr, is it? Oh yeah,
I don't
let's
know.
go.
I searched
Minnesota.
Oh, this is easy. It has the
California. Rhode Island.
I thought GeoGuessr was the
South
one that
Dakota.
you get like a picture. That's not. Yeah, that's not. This isn't GeoGuessr.
Oklahoma.
I don't know. I searched. It's geoguessr.com. Okay, listen, guys. I'm just a kid. And life is a nightmare. What is this? Oh, it's a Verizon ad.
You have to pay for GeoGuessr? What the fuck? Okay, GeoGuessr bear.
What is this?
Where are you? Where are you in the world?
In the world?
Where are you in the world? Okay, let's lock in. Lock in.
We're
Lock in.
in Europe.
How do we know it's Europe?
Because the thingamajiggies are long and narrow, and there's a church. License plates. Also, all of these cars. Maybe not. What are we looking at here? Yeah, I don't recognize these car brands. There is a Nissan though, so we're not too far in a random spot.
Well what does the
What
sign
is
say?
this car?
What does the sign say?
The signs? You don't think the signs are gonna be blurred out with what language
But they might be in
are?
English. Cave, bar, avines, restaurant, or boutique. We're in Italy.
Okay, all of those words are in English except for bar avines, which is probably like
Boutique? Oh, boutique is. I think we're in Italy.
Okay, these are French. Let's go on our... I want to go in the handicap parking spot. Apparently I'm not allowed. Wait, I only have a minute? How am I supposed to figure these things out?
Okay.
This is stressful.
We're locked in. We're in Italy.
We're not in Italy.
Boutique.
Boutique is just a regular word.
What do you say with an accent?
My God.
Hostel.
Hotel. Pub. Restaurant.
Soft livrasivor.
Are we in Quebec? Because that would be English and French. No, because Canada has normal license plates. JK, guys. We're definitely in Europe.
GeoGuessr arc? Hey, that's not a bad guess.
Okay,
At my
I guess.
next arc.
Do you not normally spawn in a parking lot? Is that just... Okay, look at that
What? Wait, what's
phone
the...
number.
What's the phone number? Scroll to zoom in. 03.
That's definitely.
Oh wait, ET is definitely French.
Yeah.
It too, Brutus.
Oh, guys, it was in France. Man, I've never looked at times.
Ow, my turn to guess next.
But you were supposed to be watching my timer, and all you did was distract me by saying it was in Italy.
Okay, we're locking in for these next 2 rounds, and then we're going back to
politics.
politics.
I knew it was in France.
Okay, so Kirsten's taking it as a win. I knew it was in France the whole time.
No, you didn't.
Start next round.
Oh, I got distracted.
Okay.
I was supposed to be helping your mom. I'm not helping.
Concord, Barracks, Alouer, Christine Loret. What do these people look like? She kind of looks Italian.
They blow out people's faces.
I just assume everything's in Italy. 03 was the code.
You're moving too fast for me to read it.
It's 04, so I don't think it's France.
It's not France.
Luzique? Spanish? Spain?
Wait, if there was a hotel. Or at least on a...
Hotel du Dauphin? That's not Spanish.
Maybe it is Italian.
There's a big... Oh, wait, is this Paris? Is that the big Ferris wheel in Paris?
I feel like that's a really big town square for somewhere.
Yeah, whatever city this is huge. It's not Paris. Might be Paris. 1 minute left. 50 seconds left, dude. We're flying. We have legs. We were on a horse? Whoever took this picture was on a horse.
That's kind of cool, actually. Did that just say slut?
Where?
Go back. And then that thing. It's kind of covered. Also, you should turn around because there was like people, and I feel like that could be helpful.
Addicted to Lion? Okay, we're gonna be guessing. What do we think? What do we think? Does France? It gives me.
Oh, Lion.
Where's Lion?
It's in France.
Guess.
You're welcome.
3 kilometers from the location. Holy shit, guys. Am I not the single greatest geoguesser you've ever seen in your entire fucking life? 4,993 points? That's unheard of. Pretty sure I won that one. Okay. Last one. Last one. Lock in, then we're going back to Trump. I'm looking for like a road sign. Are they all in France? Proximos? That could be Spanish. That could be French. I don't speak French. Aluga? Aluga? Okay, what do we got? What do we got? Milanese, contrafilet, filet de frango, omelet. Dude, this is gonna be France again, but it can't be France again. But like contrafilet? It's easy? It's easy! Caldos variados. That's Spanish. Variado sounds so Spanish to me. But we're in Spain. Can somebody be holding a sign that just like has where they're at? He's holding a sign! We're on it. We need to find out what's on that sign. It's gonna have the fucking secrets, the mystery. Oh my god. We're so close. We're so tantalizing. We can't see what's on this. Oh, it's not a sign. Fuck. It was an elaborate ruse to waste my time. Tallest to communicado. Oh yeah, this is definitely Spanish. Comunicado. So we're in Spain. We're in like a small city in Spain. Let's go with
Baby girl, you're so cute.
Vladio. Lock it in.
Lock it in.
Brazil?
Oh, I could have got that. It's Portuguese.
I said the city? I didn't know that that's a city. Also, that's cheating. I thought Sao Paulo was like... I guess it was I had.
Apparently you can't bold it.
Okay, we're bad at GeoGuessr. TLDR. Back to Trump.
Dead. And 3 months ago, in Operation Midnight Hammer,
So
7
bad.
American B-2 bombers dropped the 14 30,000-pound each bombs on Iran's key nuclear facility, totally obliterating everything. No other country on earth could have done what we did. No other country has the equipment to do what we did. We have the greatest weapons on earth. We hate to use them. But we did something that...
He looks so fucking bored. 1v1 me real quick? Oh my god, dude. I'm sorry I'm about to do this to you. I'm sorry that I'm about to Shrek you so hard in front of my hundreds of millions of viewers. Because that's one of the things that's weird with my stream is that, like, most streamers, when they have like 1,000 viewers, that's 1,000 people watching them. It's a top stream. All of my viewers are actually, it's a projection onto a screen in a mega cathedral. So they're like, every one viewer I have is actually like 500,000 people watching me because they're all broadcasting on the one thing. This is giving me so... You already guessed? Oh boy, Ireland. It's giving me Irish vibes.
Don't just guess something random.
We have 8 seconds.
It's not
Locking in. Like a desert and island. Desert, Ireland.
It's not in Ireland.
How'd you know it was Turkey?
Wait, are you doing this with someone?
Yeah, I'm battling them.
That's cutie.
Okay, we need a lock. We need a fucking lock in.
I mean, you guessed Ireland for a desert.
It looked like Ireland.
This is probably somewhere very similar. This looks deserty too. Wait, there's palm trees?
Oh shit, palm tree girls, the palm tree boys.
Those are sago palms.
Okay, sago palms.
And what are those?
Is that helpful? Okay, so now we know we have sago palms and white flowers.
It's somewhere tropical and deserty.
Florida?
Sure. Like, I would not be surprised with Florida. Mexico. Sure, Mexico, but not near the water.
Guys, we got fucking Shrek. How'd you know? Was it the palm trees?
He's actually on Google Maps. He is Google
What is this
Maps.
clip?
Is this Brazil?
I thought that was in Spanish.
For 22 years, people wanted to do. With Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity demolished, I immediately brokered.
I'm a pro player, dude. That is like crazy cool to me to be able to do. Like, so here's the question: like, how do you do that? Like, is it like, do you, like, for example, like you recognize the tree and you know that tree is indigenous to this part of the world, or is it like a sign? You're able to be like, okay, I know it's in this language, or this sign is native to. That shit's kind of cool.
That sign is native to someone.
Well, it could be like this advertisement only played. I feel like that stuff is really cool. Like my Tylenol fueled addictions are Pokemon cards. I just bought another giant Pokemon card collection day. Yeah, guys. So it's illegal to say autism anymore. You have to say Tylenol. So my Tylenol is Pokemon cards. The first two had signs with websites that ended in FR.
Ah.
Is that like a giveaway that it's French?
Like .uk is UK. That's smart.
And one of them literally said lion. That's the one we got, though. We figured that one out. Mr. Google couldn't fool me. Pole signs, road quality. I didn't even think of that. That's super cool. Am I going to go through a GeoGuessr arc?
That looks stupid. How do I...
The problem with me going through a GeoGuessr arc is my GeoGuessr is so... Like, I'm starting at such a bad level because I don't even know where the states of my fucking country are.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Durandi is nuts, dude. Durandi is the new fucking, is the new, king around here.
Monkey.
Yeah?
If you're gonna be on...
I'm looking at Facebook Marketplace at Pokemon cards. What do you need help with? Bolding? I don't know how to bold. Control B is the control.
Oh, that's a good idea.
If Control B doesn't work,
the
then we're
12-day war, as it's called, between Israel and Iran, with both sides agreeing to fight no longer. As everyone knows, I have also been deeply engaged in seeking a ceasefire in Gaza.
Oh my God, that's worked so well. Trump engaging with a ceasefire in Gaza is going amazingly, isn't it? Right? Because it hasn't just like escalated, right? Wait, it has. It's gone horribly. He is really, really bad at foreign policy, as it turns out.
Get done. You have to get it done.
We have to get it done. He's been saying, remember when he said that he was going to get the hostages back in 1 week? That worked really well.
Unfortunately, Hamas has repeatedly rejected reasonable offers.
Oh, yeah, wait. What did you want me to react to, by the way, Jorandy? Remember he said, did I just ignore it? I'm sorry if I did.
We can't forget October 7th, can we?
This is happening. This happened in my country's parliament. Dutch MP. I don't know MP. What's MP stand for? MP politics. Member of Parliament. Dutch MP Esser Owehand recently appeared at a hearing wearing a shirt resembling the Palestinian flag. She was immediately asked to leave and change her outfit. When she returned, she wore another shirt featuring watermelon seeds. The watermelon being a symbol of Palestinian solidarity. So why was she asked to change? Is there like decorum? Like, is there like a decorum for Parliament in Dutch? Go to the next images. As you stand here in this flag, once again, like, just change into something else. I've never heard that watermelon seeds are like a symbol of Palestinian solidarity. Yeah. So like, so to me, it seems she wore this shirt knowing that she'd be asked to change. So like, that's why she brought this, because it's like she knows that somebody's like, hey, like, we have decorum, you're not allowed to wear that. So then she changed into like this basically backup one. Kind of funny. Is she wearing it underneath? Hold up. No. This red shirt underneath, or maybe this is like over top. I don't think is it. Yeah, she had a backup. She brought in a plan. You like to see that though with like any political thing, like what is that called? Where like you do something knowing that it's gonna get shot down, but you're doing it almost like make a point. I forget the word for it. But like basically like she knew that like this is the result that was gonna happen, so then she brought the backup, which is like good planning. This is good politics, if that's what she wanted to push. Now, granted, I don't know what her position on Israel-Palestine is, but this right here is good politics. I think I love her. Oh my god, her eyes look a little bit too. She feels like if somebody stared at me with eyes like this, I'd be like, I'm about to be fucking attacked. I don't have an Instagram. I need to get on Instagram. I need to get on TikTok first. I just like, I need to get on TikTok if I actually like want to start like realistically streaming again. But I just get worried about getting on TikTok because I don't want to get doxxed. I don't really mind. I've been doxxed before, but like, I don't feel like getting, Republicans are fucking actually crazy with getting people fired. But you know what, fuck it, I'd be fine with that too. I also just don't know what to do. You know what party she's a member of? The Party for Animals, which is a fight whose sole purpose is to fight for animal rights. Imagine that in the US. That's a Dutch Party for Animals. That's wild. How many members of the parliament do they have? It's a single-issue party for animal rights opposing animal cruelty and treatment of animal and agriculture. The party then developed into a left-wing ecological party. Since 2019, so she's the political leader of that. 2.25% of the votes. It holds 3 of the 150 House rep seats. That's wild, dude. That's fucking cool. Basically, it seems like this like single-issue thing was able to blossom into like real political power. In the Senate, it has 3 of 75 seats. Damn. So it has... What is that, like 4.5%, 5%? Is it 5%? 20 times 3? No, 4. It's like, yeah, 4.15-ish%. PVD holds 26 states provincial seats across all the provinces. In the European Parliament, it has 1 of the 31 seats allowed in the Netherlands. That's super cool. What are their anti-capitalism? Ooh, don't like that. What are their ideology? I'm out. Love you. Dude, I'll see you, Chaz. Main roles will improve the life and nature as a whole. That's cool. They see constant emphasis on an economic growth as one of the main reasons for the lack of animal rights and is to blame for the state that nature currently is. They see constant emphasis on economic growth as one of the main reasons and is to blame for the state that nature currently is. Okay. They want animal rights to be enshrined in the Constitution. I wonder what animal rights they'd want enshrined. It's firmly on the left side, either left or far left. That's meaningless. Because like, and what I'm saying is meaningless, the left or far left, because like I'm on the left, but some people would consider me far left, some people would consider me a centrist. The party has also widened scope to more than just animal rights, for example, sustainability, healthcare, housing, and more. It also strives for a shorter work week and UBI. The economical demands of the party include a radical greening of the economy. I don't know what that means. The Party for the Animal opposes capitalism, calls for a different economic system. This is combined with the party's support of degrowth, writing growth does not bring the solution but the problems, and growth is an untenable concept on the globe that does not grow with it. It's described as socialist, but if they're anti-capitalism, what's their economic system? And they call for degrowth. Sounds like their economic policies are like just bullshit. But this is also just from a paragraph on Wikipedia, so who knows. The party fields anti-capitalist candidates as the radical economists. I don't know what that means. Inclusive, green, and whatever. Conversely, in this program, the party argues that neoliberal economic policies are destructive and a system change is needed to build. Yeah, but again, like the Wikipedia article for this just seems like it's very like not biased, but just in the sense that it just feels like very like it says this, but then it doesn't explain what that means. After joining the party, he promoted the bioregionalist aspect of the party, writing, "The Party for the Animals is the only party that has the nerve to say that Amsterdam should shrink instead of grow. The Party for the Animals is the only one that courageously resists the massive lobby of the coalition of the municipality, big business." I guess those are two other parties in Netherlands. All the others dance along to that seductive tune of growth, growth, growth. Also marked, instead of fixing these marketing images in stone for eternity, we'd like to preserve what is characteristics of the Netherlands. It's beautiful, medium-sized provincial cities. Good for the quality of life, good for the air quality, good for animals, and good for nature. So if they're degrowth, they're also super anti-immigration. Other proposals of the party include lowering age voting to 16. I don't know how... This is the EU, so I don't know what, like, how popular that is. Including direct democracy through establishment of regular consolidated referendums. Direct democracy would just be too much of a legal burden. I guess as far as the US, maybe it's more tenable in a smaller system like Netherlands. Shortened required notification period for protests and citizens' initiatives, depending on what that means. Strict ethical and private scrutiny to automize AI-based systems. Direct election of water boards instead of being chosen directly by, I don't know what that means. Universal housing programs. You support capitalism? Yes, I am a capitalist. I just have never seen another system functionally work in the world. Capitalism seems to lead to the best, like, quality for people, I think, overall. I feel like the problem that I have with like socialism, it seems like very dreamy and like unrealistic with a lot of its programs, or like ideology. Does America and the West destroy those who try to build up under socialism, communism? I mean, communism is never the USSR, China, like, yeah, those weren't like true communisms, but communism ends up creating a power vacuum that just seems to breed for dictators and like horrible systems. Like, I don't think, like, I'm a, like, what is it? Like, a strict capitalist. Like, I believe in really strong social safety nets. Like, I think universal basic income could work. I think, like, most of the research coming out right now is that it's good. I just don't believe in state ownership of businesses. I think, like, maybe you could try to make an argument for, like, critical infrastructure, like energy, but even then, like, because I think, what is it? Is it Norway that nationalized some of its energy things? Capitalism gets dictators too. Famines come to capital. Oh, I agree with that. But there are structures of capitalism that haven't had them. Has there ever been like a large-scale communistic society that hasn't went that way? Maybe. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm the biggest history buff. I mean, you could argue that what's happening with Trump right now is like a fault of capitalism, but I would view that more as like a fault of like the current media environment in the United States. When one side is benefited from sucking the other side's dick, and then the other, or sucking their own dick, and then the other side is benefited from attacking their own party. It just creates this ecosystem where like populistic ideology can like literally like reign. Vietnam is pretty successful. Isn't Vietnam an export country? So it relies on like other countries like basically feeding into it. I could be wrong. Let's look up. Vietnam. Is it? I guess Vietnam, is it technically communist? It's run by one party, but wouldn't that make it more socialist? And I know it's a communist party. What's their state ownership and enterprise? According to... I don't want to deep dive into Vietnam. So they're a communist party? I actually didn't know that. That's kind of interesting. I didn't think there were any, like, truly, like, communistic societies in current. That's Vietnam? I thought Vietnam was, like, over here near India. So Vietnam is that far. Dude, I'm learning so much of geography tonight. God damn. Vietnam was inhabited by the Paleolithic Age. Of course, the Paleolithic Age. Back in the day. God, dude, that's American, like, I mean, American education system right now is kind of like dog shit, but, like, I feel like I don't know, like, any, like, I don't know shit about Vietnam, or, like, its history. I know, like, a little bit about the Vietnam War. It's socialist? Okay, yeah. That, as I say, I just, like, read briefly, and I'm like, and China calls itself communist. Yeah. As I wouldn't call China, like, when people say China's communist, it's just like, I don't think so. It's not like truly a communistic system. That's where like when people will call like people in the US will call like Norway socialism, and it's like they're still capitalists. Like they have state ownership in like I think a few sectors, but they still have like a stock market with, you know, independent ownership. They just have like some socialistic tendencies. Because like if you think about it, everything's a hybrid, you know? If language was an issue, I would 100% rather live in the United States. I feel like the quality of life for the average citizen in the US versus the average citizen in China, just with pressures as far as like what you can and can't say with government like intervention. Like governments, like the government of China can literally decide if your business is fucked or not, which I don't think is very good. I mean, I guess the US could too, but it would have to pass through like different legislation. But we'll see where we go with Trump. I'm a United States stan. I think the United States is the #1 country in the world. Big US guy. Unfortunately, this fucker is dragging it down. Wow, yeah. It's a tough sell right now, but I bleed red, white, and blue. I actually just bleed red. If anybody bleeds white and blue, you should probably consult a doctor, and they will prescribe you more Tylenol.
Now, as if to encourage continued conflict, some of this body is seeking to unilaterally recognize a Palestinian state.
Some of this body are trying to unilaterally. How can parts of a body unilaterally decide something for the whole of the body that the whole then has to vote on? Versus like what Trump's doing, which is unilateral with signing executive decisions. I think independent states can also say if they think Palestine is recognized as a state, like why can't they? You know, that's a silly thing to say.
Would be too great for Hamas terrorists for their atrocities. This would be a reward for these horrible...
It's an interesting thing to say that Hamas would get credit for that. They might get a lot of recognition within the Gaza Strip, but what I've read right now is they're pushing for the PA under, I think, Abbas, right? Is Abbas still the leader of the PA? Yes, he's still the leader of the PA. as Abbas to be recognized as like the PA to be recognized as like the government. So almost when people say like they're recognizing a Palestinian state, what they're really recognizing, right, is the West Bank as a state, because that's where the PA rules. The PA rules the West Bank. Hamas is the governing body of Gaza. So I don't know why, like, the weird conflation here that Trump's trying to make is that like Hamas would get credit. They'd probably get credit within their own groups and probably within the Gaza Strip, but that's like a whole separate issue that nobody, Israel, the rest of the world, wants to even deal with. So everybody just ignores. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like the recognition of the West Bank isn't a bad thing. I would be interested why somebody would be against recognition of a state of Palestine with the PA at the head that isn't just living in like the late 90s saying that the PA is a terrorist group, or claiming that they have a martyr fund, when if you look at like the money actually going from the martyr fund, it like isn't going to people like blowing themselves up. It goes for people like the families who people get shot in conflicts. Again, the PA isn't perfect, but it's probably the best that we're going to do. And if we need to make long-lasting peace, what is who is it who said it? Was it Clinton that you make peace with enemies, not allies? And I really like that quote.
Including October 7th, even while they refuse to release the hostages or accept a ceasefire. Instead of giving to Hamas and giving so much, because they've taken so much, this could have been solved so long ago. But instead of giving in to Hamas's ransom demands, those who want peace should be united with one message: release the hostages now. Just release the hostages now. Thank you.
You're still bigger and better than the U.S., but yes, every single country, U.S. is global power, but it's rancid poverty, class divide, corruption, healthcare, and education sucks so bad it's not really helping the greatest nation debate. Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to argue some of those things, especially like education, when we have dumb fuck Oklahoma putting a turning point chapter in every fucking high school. My country! It's like the U.S., literally as a whole, it's like the U.S. is one of those things that's like the greater than the sum of its parts, because some of our parts are dog shit, and if I could take a fucking axe and push him into the ocean, I would. Just like push Oklahoma, just like, okay, these, God, it's just so frustrating, because it's not it is the people in that state's fault because they vote for that shit. Poverty, yeah, poverty's pretty bad, but so like it's the both sides of the coin. Poverty is really bad, but we also have, I think, a stepping stone into like upper class work, just really fucking difficult, which is bad. I agree. Class divide works into that. Corruption. Is the U.S. more corrupt on a political level than other countries? I don't know the answer to that, because I don't know corruption in other countries. Healthcare, yeah. So have you ever? I watched a video on this. It was really interesting. Somebody put it as this. There's a triangle that was this is like the healthcare. This is healthcare. This is the healthcare triangle. So you have speed, quality, and price. So the US, we have really good speed and really good quality, but our price is utter dog shit. And this is obviously like, this isn't like 100%, but like the US is over here. Price and quality, but they have really, really shit speed. Over here is the EU. And over here, oh, no, sorry. Lied. This is the UK. UK, it's cheap, you get good quality, but it's slow as ever living fuck. In the EU, you have really fast speed, really fast price, but the best doctors aren't, I shouldn't say the best. The EU has a quality problem, just as far as the level of healthcare. And this is obviously dumbing it down and looking over like a lot of different stuff, but I just think this is like a pretty good, like really layman's example of like the problem with healthcare. That is really hard to find something that you both get healthcare really fast, really affordable, at a really good quality. Because if you think about it, like, say the US is like, okay, we want price to be better. So the US like government starts federalizing some stuff and starts paying for some of it. So it starts moving this over here. Well, as it pays more people have then access to a limited amount of healthcare because it's just going to be limited. So our speed's going to start going down. We're going to be dragged down to our speed. So that's going to start going this way. If speed starts going down, the healthcare workers will be overworked, which means the qualities start going to go down. And it's like a cyclical thing. Anti-corruption's not perfect. I definitely I've heard similar sentiment, Randy. I just never deep dug honestly into any of that shit. Because I don't even know is the U.S. really that corrupt? I don't think so. I should say the outside of Trump, I don't think so. Trump is insanely corrupt. But during the Biden admin, people talk about lobbying and lobbying being bad, but what's the alternative to lobbying? If somebody, say you have 100 people and all 100 of us are we fucking love dark dragonite. This should be illegal to burn this card, right? And we want to get that law passed. It's well, how do we pass it? We have to go and talk to legislators. Then we start a small scale movement where we put a little bit of money into political ads. Then we go and we sponsor a candidate. We could either sponsor a candidate or we could go to a candidate and be hey, we have this thing, we have enough backing, we have enough we're starting to get a little bit of movement, a little bit of money, we believe in this, and he sees this and he goes, okay, if I do this, I'll get enough political will that it might override the anti-political will that I get from it. Now, obviously there's examples of that being bad where you don't want a company going in and be here's $1 million, vote for this. That's bad. That's corruption. But on its head, I think lobbying isn't necessarily bad. Which corporations start making and fighting for laws instead of the people, but the people vie for those corporations, right? I'm just saying on its head that it's not bad. There are definitely bad examples of lobbying, but there are good examples of lobbying too. I just don't like to paint with that broad brush that all lobbying's bad. There definitely are examples of bad lobbying, gun rights, I guess, is one of those things that a lot of people are really fervently. I shouldn't say that's an example of a bad one. That's one where a lot of people have these really fervent beliefs in anti or pro-gun legislation, so it leads to these insanely powerful lobbies on both sides that fund people. Same with a lot of people will just use what is the Israeli lobby? I forget what it's called, but the Israeli lobby in the United States, that people will just kind of use it as a weird anti-Semitic dog whistle, oh, that person took some money from IPAC, or however you pronounce it. I know, yeah, you're right. APAC. That they'll just be oh, they took money from APAC, that's why they're voting that way. And it's oh, because they took money from something, that's why they're just what if somebody is just pro-Israel, so then APAC funds them? Does that make the APAC sponsorship bad? No, that doesn't make that a bad sponsorship. The same way that their APAC has funded people who are anti-Israel in some people's eyes. The whole Israel, honestly, the whole Israel-Palestine thing, I think is so fucking cringe when people talk about it within the U.S. political sphere, because 99.9% of the people in the U.S. don't give a single fuck. They both sides. You look at people on Twitch, Hassan, who just fucking screams and reads about that shit, and it's just he doesn't give a fuck. His entire political motivation is to pretty much tear down Democrats. You sound more like a centrist and a leftist. See, I'm a liberal. I'm not a leftist. I don't like leftist ideology. I would consider myself a true liberal on the left. I believe in capitalism, freedom of speech. I believe that people have sovereignty of their choices and people should be express themselves how they want. I don't believe that the U.S. is evil, or every evil in the world is being perpetuated by the U.S. Some divisions online. I don't think for Israel, Gaza, I think Israel has a right to exist. I think Israel has a right to defend itself. However, I don't view their actions in war as anything that's justifiable. I think Palestine also has a right to exist and a right for self-sovereignty. I think it's a super complicated and crazy historical thing. I spent so long reading about it, learning the history, just to find out that nobody gives a shit about it. I'm pro-capitalism, but I believe in really strong social safety nets. I believe in taxing the rich. But yeah, I think that's a division right now in the U.S. is this if you're not, especially on the left, the left side of the political spectrum, like this side right here, that like this is like the good left, right? Like, I think a lot of these people are like self-exclusionary. They're like, if you're not over here, then you're a MAGA, or if you're not over here, then you're like a crazy far. Like, there's so much infighting on the left, while the right is just all joint to fucking attack, while like this side scraps, and this side is equally as bad as this over here. In favor of social democracy, I mean, it depends. Probably, I don't know. Social democracy. Probably not, honestly. Just, I don't like the idea of state ownership in things. Social Democrats work with the cameras and make equality as well. Socialists, all these things reflect different economic systems. Maybe I don't 100% know. Private ownership. Okay. I'm just reading this like real blanket thing of what social. To maintain capitalism through government intervention, regulation, a strong welfare state promotes a mixed market economy to achieve greater social equality. I guess I would agree with a lot of that. Primary focus, social reforms such as universal health care and education. I don't think universal health care would fix the problems with the United States healthcare system. I do believe in education reforms, robust social safety nets. I agree with that. High taxes on the wealthy. I agree with that. Strong labor protections. I agree with that. I feel like I agree with a lot of those things. And I don't think that universal healthcare is necessarily bad either. I just think that like that's not like the end-all be-all. But the Nordic model of countries like Sweden and Denmark, which combine market economies, extensive welfare programs. I feel like the problem of like pointing toward Sweden, Denmark, Norway is it's just a much smaller scale than the US because we're so fucking spread apart. But I agree with, I would say I agree with a lot of it. Maybe. Can't say I'm like crazy familiar with that movement, but some of the broad scale ideas I would agree with. It's just, again, like the healthcare reform thing is just a really hard, it's just like really difficult. Because like in the US right now, we're having a huge strain on health, like people in healthcare. Like healthcare can't hire enough people. So it's hard, like how are we ever going to meet price? Because lowering price, right? If you lower price, demand is going to increase because more people are going to have access, which is a good thing. We want more people to have access, but more people have access on a limited number. Like say this is the number of doctors and they can see 10 patients a day, and right now they're seeing 8. You know, say we increase it 10, okay, that's good, but we actually need it to be 15 for everyone to have healthcare. It's like, well, we just need to get more doctors. How do we get more doctors? Like, there's things that we can do, you know. It's one of those, like, it's like a nested problem. Bernie Sanders is a social democrat. I think Bernie Sanders is slightly a cuck for running as an independent and not running as a Democrat. Actually, my brother said that. Is that true? Is Bernie a Democrat? He's an independent who caucuses with the Dems. He's not a registered Democrat. Yeah, run as a Dem. I think some of the shit Bernie says is just, like, kind of silly when he talks about, like, again, like, social problems. Because, again, it's really easy to say, like, everyone should have healthcare. I agree with that. Everyone should have healthcare. But, like, how do we necessarily do it? That's the more, like, that's the actual, like, crux, like, the complicated fucking issue. He went through the Democratic primaries every time. Yeah, and, like, I know he, like, again, he caucuses with them. He, like, votes with them. But just, like, run as a Democrat. Like, he doesn't need to register as an independent. It's just annoying. That's just, like, a small problem. I don't think it's the biggest issue. But, yeah, it's just, like, the whole healthcare system is a very complicated issue that I feel like is dumbed down a lot by Republicans primarily because they're just like, oh, healthcare should cost a lot more. And as somebody, like, I work in pharmaceuticals. Like, I work with, like, drug development, and I see how expensive drugs are to make. Like, how much, holy shit. Like, I think most people, when they think of pharma, think of it totally differently than actually how it, like, functionally runs. Like, how expensive some of this shit is. And, like, how, like, we just don't have as much, like, healthcare professionals in the field, which immigration would be a good solution. You want to encourage people to come here and work in our robust, you know, healthcare system. So, but yeah, like I definitely like again, like I would consider myself like how I would consider myself is like pretty like center left. Like I'm right here. I would consider like on the horseshoe of like, you know, this is Republican, this is liberal, Dem. We just the Dems need to like stop the petty fucking squabbling. The problem is though the people down here, like the extreme left people, who fucking all they did, they wouldn't back Kamala. All they do is attack Democrats. They view everybody up here the same as the right. Like these aren't our party. Like we can't just allow like those sins to be forgiven. I found myself there. I know you feel, yeah. And that's a problem too, that like I feel like sometimes, because it's really easy, you know, like I've been talking to people before and they say something and it's like really easy for me to like rule people out. Like somebody says something that I disagree with, to be like, oh, like you're fucking crazy. And it's just like, but like no, I feel like in America it's true though. Like if you support MAGA, like you are supporting fucking diabolical stuff. From center right, I was like in 2015, 2016, I would have probably been down here. I was like pretty far on the right back then. Like when Trump first ran, I was like big fucking Trumper, like drooling on myself, pissing and shitting my pants. I'd read something on like Reddit or 4chan, I just believe it. Like I'd read like a headline of an article, I'd be like, oh my god, like Hillary Clinton eating babies, what? And yeah, I came a long way from being a retarded dipshit to like now it's like, let's read firsthand accounts, let's try to like dig through, let's try to like figure shit out. Sucks. I just can't fucking stand the people on the left who like during the last election didn't fucking back Kamala, or the people that said Kamala would have been just as bad as like Israel, or just as bad as Trump on like Israel Palestine. It's like, yeah, true, look at it right now when Netanyahu's talking about fully occupying the Gaza Strip and kicking people out. It's like, yep, feels Brad. This right here is schizophrenic. Schizo. These drawings, every time I do these, I feel schizophrenic. That's a weak clap.
Thank you. As we have got to come together, and we will come together, got to get it done. We have to stop the war in Gaza immediately. We have to stop it. We have to get it done.
Okay, we have to stop it. I don't think anybody's disagreeing with that. How does that happen? Because saying we have to stop the war in Gaza can mean 800 fucking different things.
We have to negotiate.
They have to negotiate.
Immediately have to negotiate peace.
Okay, you've been saying that for 8 months.
Back. We want all 20 back. We don't want 2 and 4. As you know, I got, along with Steve Witkoff and others that helped us, Marco Rubio, we got most of them back. We were involved in all of them. But I always said the last 20 are going to be the hardest, and that's exactly what happened. We have to get them back now. We don't want to get back 2, and then another 2, and then 1, and then 3. Have this process. No, we want them all back, and we want the actually 38 dead bodies back too. Those parents came to me, and they want them back, and they want them back very quickly and very badly, as though they were alive. They want them. They want them every bit as much as if their son or daughter were alive. I've also been working relentlessly, stopping the killing in Ukraine.
Has he? Okay, I think I'm calling it here, everybody. This just... I made it through 19 minutes. That's a new fucking record of my brain rotting. Follow button below if you're new. Sub on if you're watching on YouTube. I need to pump out more short form content. I know I keep saying that, and then I just don't because I'm a lazy asshole, but... Thanks everyone for stopping by. I'm gonna on my GeoGuessr game, Jorandy, and next time we meet, I'm gonna conquer you. You're gonna guess Brazil. I'm gonna 800 gameplay. It's gonna be in Italy. It's gonna be in Italy. I know it because I'm gonna channel the spaghetti. Step up your game. I think I need like a fucking time.